So the other day I spoke about, the negative side of exalted planets because, believe it or not, all planets have both the bad and the good sides. Like people, right? We all have our negative sides, our weaknesses, and we have our good side, our positive, our strengths, right? It's the same with the planets. Now, I must beg everyone to take caution regarding what we're going to talk about today, because this is a sensitive topic, and it does not mean that the people who have these planets are like this. This is just another side of what these planets do when they are in their exaltation status, right? In the following videos next year, Happy New Year. In the future videos, I will make another video explaining the best and the good side of the same planets when they are in their exaltation state. The thing is that many people in astrology are afraid to talk about the negative side of things, right? They talk about the negative side of politics, they talk about the negative side of social media, the negative side of, the economic injustices and all of that. But when it comes to astrology, it's like everybody just gets scared, like, ooh, we can't talk about that. Ooh, no, right? So I'm just here to liberate your mindset too, so that you can be able to heal. In order for us to heal, we need the whole truth. We cannot heal with just half a teaspoon of the medication. We need a full teaspoon of the medication for us to heal, right? So let's get started. So a partner with a sun in exaltation, this is a sun in Aries, right? So this partner in a relationship tends to be arrogant, okay? That's the very first thing that you're going to notice. It's their arrogance. And basically, you're wrong and they're right. Even if you're right, you're still wrong to their eyes, to them. You can try to defend yourself, you're still in the wrong, right? Like, they don't see themselves as able to make mistakes. They don't see themselves as able to have flaws, to have the imperfection. No, they don't see that, okay? They have this excessive pride that makes them to be extremely inflexible. Like, they don't want to compromise. They are very impatient. Oh my god, like very impatient, and anything can trigger their anger. Like, it's like their anger is ready to burst anytime, okay? It could be any movement or anything that you say in the relationship. They can just, burst in anger, and of course they have, the high self-importance. Like, they think like they're the most important partner in this relationship, and you are just here to serve them. You are just here to worship the king, the queen. All right. So they really have, these manners that can make you feel like, in this relationship you are not bringing value, or you are not valuable, right? Because they don't want to apologize. They cannot apologize. And they also, because they also think that they the only ones who are important, who can do best, right? Even with their activities within the relationship, they don't want to share the activities. They don't want you to do A, B, and C. No, I'm going to do it because you're going to make a mistake, so you can't do it. No, I'm going to do it, right? And as a result, they have a burnout because they're taking too much responsibility in the relationship. So then the solution here becomes, Mercury, right? So if you have Mercury that is conjunct with their sun, with this exalted sun, then you're the best partner who can calm them down. Because immediately when they start to act out and think they're too important, you can just throw in a joke, right? You have the communication to make them feel at ease, because remember, Sun loves to be or tolerates Mercury, okay? Because even astronomically, they always together, like Mercury is always following the Sun so close, right? So Sun tolerates Mercury, so it means that if you have Mercury, you're able to just sit them down. Also moon here becomes also another perfect partner to calm this Sun down, right? With all that affirmations like humility, because it's the opposite, right? So Mercury and Moon become the best solutions for the Sun, because you cannot add Mars here, because if you add Mars here, oh my gosh, it's just going to be a burnt down house. So you don't want Mars here, you want Mercury and you want Moon to be the solution for this Sun. Now, when we talk about Moon, right? Moon is exalted in Taurus, right? And a Moon here, like the bad side or the negative side of Moon in Taurus is the extreme stubbornness, right? Because remember, Taurus is the bull, right? Stubborn, very fixed sign. So the Moon partner here becomes extremely stubborn, like they don't want to change their emotional stance. Once they decide that they love something, then that's what they love. You can't change them, you can't pursue them, persuade them, you cannot. They just so fixed, right? Similarly, when they decide, I'm only going to have 2 children in this family, I don't want more, you cannot change them. Like they are so fixed in their emotional stance, like you just can't change that, right? And at the same time, similarly, when they no longer love you, you cannot make them love you anymore. You can try everything. You can lick the floor. You can do whatever. They will not love you once they decide that they are done with you. What keeps this Moon motivated, which is can be negative, is the material part. Like if there's no money involved, then they are less likely to be with you, okay? Like if there's no financial gain, there's no wealth, there's no comfort that is coming with your relationship, with your love, best assured they're going to leave you, they're going to go to somebody else, and they're not going to feel bad about it. They're not even going to flinch. They're not even going to feel like, oh, I'm sorry. No, they're just going to be like, you're not bringing me any value, and so you are useless to me. And they just move on, right? They can, look at the relationship as like a possession, because remember, Taurus is the things that we possess, is our possessions. So they can look at the relationship like their possession. So you yourself, you the partner, you are their possession. So they own you, right? So there's this ownership that the Moon partner feels like they have over you, like you can't just be free because you belong to them, unless they decide that you are now free, you're no longer valuable, you don't bring value in their life, therefore you are discarded, right? So with this Moon in Taurus, we can see that obviously the love is materially influenced. The bigger the money, the bigger the check, the bigger the love as well, right? And so you can see that it's not authentic. This partner, they don't love you for who you are. They don't love you for, the feelings that you bring to them is what you bring to them in terms of materialistic things, right? The best solution here is to bring Venus with this Moon, because Venus here, this is the Venus's house. Venus is able to bring out that affection, so that you can, feel the affection and not just, value the material stuff, because Venus is used to it. So, and Venus, is used to being fixed, but the fixation is not only on material value, it's about, upbringing the family, promoting the family life and all of that. So you need this Venus, you need this Moon to be impacted by Venus, or promoted by Venus, so that the emotions don't dry and they're not just about material, right? And so now we move to Rahu, also exalted in Taurus, because Rahu likes the material life, likes the good life, YOLO. Right? So Rahu in Taurus is also like the moon in Taurus, like materialistically obsessed. Like the bigger the check, they just love you. They're gonna worship you. They're gonna lick your feet every morning, as long as they got that gold coming, right? So the Rahu in Taurus can be very greedy, like they're all about indulge, let's eat more, let's go out more, let's buy more, let's more, right? And it will make sure that the material income is coming no matter the cost, meaning that this Rahu in Taurus, this partner, can be very immoral at times. They can do shady things, like criminal things, just so that they bring that money in the relationship, or they bring money to them. They can also scam you, just so that they have a good life. So they can be like stealing money from your purse, from your pockets, from your bank account. So if they see, okay, you have money, then this Rahu is with you, and don't think that they're going to respect your boundaries. They don't respect boundaries. They just see gold, money, good life, right? And just like the moon, they can this Rahu can also be stubborn here, very fixated on its goals and what it wants to get from the relationship, and what it wants to get from you, right? And as a result, it's got it's marching according to its own band, according to its own song, its own music, right? Doing its own thing, cutting short corners just so that it feels fulfilled in terms of these values that it wants to get, these assets that it wants to get from you, from the relationship, right? And as such, of course, this person can be very superficial, obviously by the definition of the actions, but also appearance wise, they can be very superficial. Like they can wake up in the morning, put on makeup if it's a woman, and have them if it's a guy, they get their face shaved all the time, just so that they can look good to you all the time, so that you don't focus on their actions in the relationship and what they're taking for themselves. You just see their beauty and you go like, okay, you can take all my money, you can take all my love, you can take all my assets, right? And this Rahu in Taurus, they tend to cheat a whole lot, because here they just want to, a benefit from everything that is good to the senses. So, overindulgence in every sense of the form of the word, right? So the solution here becomes certain. If you have certain conjunct with this Rahu here, you would be able to focus, to tone down everything and bring out that family values, traditional lifestyle, whereby there's only me and you, no other women, no other man. We're focusing on building wealth for our family, like family wealth, generational wealth for our family, not just for, the self-preservation, right? So you do need here certain as a solution. And now when we talk about Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, right? Here, remember, Jupiter is usually about spirituality, exploration, religion, law, teaching, all of that, right? Being, the higher being in the society. But when it comes to Cancer, Jupiter changes. Like all of a sudden now Jupiter is all about emotions. What? Jupiter, yeah. The person with the Jupiter, the partner with the Jupiter, they're so dramatic, guys. Yo. They are the most dramatic people ever. Hyper. Ooh. Hey, this person can cry for a small thing. Like literally you could break their nail and they just burst out crying. How could you break my nail? Oh my gosh. They just literally, like, they are so emotional. And the vulnerability is just like at a snap of a finger, right? Everything is made out to be huge, to be emotionally like boom, right? And because of this, this person with the person with the Jupiter in Cancer, they are moody. They have mood swings, you guys. Like, this person is like, hey, they can just change now. They're laughing now, and you say something that they don't like. All of a sudden now they just like sobbing, like, how could you do this to me? And you're like, but we were joking. And then they're like, no, that's not funny. Like, it's just randomly like this, right? Mood swings, high. And this partner here could be like a mama's boy. Regardless of the age, they could be like 50 years old and still like a mama's boy. They listen to their mama, they choose their mama over you. Everything that their mama does, you must do it. Or if their mama cooks this way, you must learn how their mama cooks. It could be a mama's a gal as well. She just wants to dress like a mama regardless of the age, right? So this Jupiter becomes overly attached to family, like memories. Like, they could collect stuff that reminds them of something. Maybe you travel together, you travel to Italy, and they bought maybe like a necklace. They're gonna keep that for the rest of their lives. Like, they collect stuff that reminds them of memories. So you could find that in the house there's cluster because of these things that they get attached to. Similarly with people as well, they get attached to people. They, like, once you're part of their life, to them it's like, this is my attachment now, and they don't want to let go. They can't let go. This Jupiter, guys, like, it's like all that wisdom that people talk about, it goes out of the window when it comes to Cancer. And you find that it's difficult for them to maneuver like changes, or like if there's a change within the family structure or something like that, it's difficult for them to maneuver because they get attached to the comfort of their ways, the comfort of their zone, of how they know stuff, right? And with this Jupiter, like the partner with the Jupiter in Cancer, can also like take people's dependence away because they just want to do for you too much. Like, you just make a comment and be like, oh my god, I'm so hungry. They're like, okay, sit down, I'm gonna make some food for you. You just, I feel tired, okay, sit down, I'm gonna wash your feet. Like, they take the dependence of the people away. They just want to do for people, and as a result they can give away of their wealth so easily. Like, they can lose so much money and wealth because they want to please the people that they love. They just give, right? Which is not good for them, for their self-preservation at times. So it can be self-sabotaging, right? So here, this Jupiter, it can also have a difficulty with boundaries, like setting boundaries. So this could be another bad side here, because they give too much. They're also clingy, they also are just emotional, guys, and it takes so much time for them to make a decision. Like, to take a decision, it's they're like, oh my god, but I love it, I can't let it go. Oh, but I love him, I can't let him go. Oh, but I love her, I go. Like, they can't decide. Like, decide, do you want to be with me or not? Oh, I can't decide. I love that one too. So difficulty in making decisions for sure. But another thing that this Jupiter does have here is like this confidence that is like so high, because they usually think, because remember that wisdom that goes out here is not stable. This wisdom that Jupiter usually has here, this wisdom becomes like, I'm correct, I think I know best, my knowledge is the best, and yours is nothing. Whatever I say is the best. Even if I don't say what's right, it's still the best. So they have this tendency of feeling overconfident in their own in their own wisdom, because they are emotionally charged, right? They are emotionally charged. Like the intelligence that is usually there, it's gone now. It's just emotions that are influencing this partner, right? So the solution here that I think is best is to have Saturn here, because Saturn will stabilize its stuff, right? Because Saturn does not feel comfortable with emotions as well, so it's able to just snap the Jupiter out of it, like just hold on, be practical a bit. So you do need a bit of Saturn here to stabilize this Jupiter, so that would be a solution for here. So now moving on to Mercury, being exalted in its own side of Virgo, go, right? The Mercury, it becomes too nitpicky. Like, this partner is gonna nitpick everything you say, everything you do. They just judge you. Like, you just you wake up in the morning and they go like, oh my gosh, aren't you gonna exercise? Oh my gosh, aren't you gonna meditate? How are you gonna be able to they just judge everything that you do, criticize everything that you do. Even themselves, don't think it's gonna be only you who's criticized. No, they're only criticizing themselves as well. They're also criticizing themselves as well. Like, they don't give a break. Anyone, themselves and you. Everybody must live up to this expectation of being perfect, right? They have this high expectation of perfection, perfection for themselves, for you, for the kids, for everyone in the house. And the thing is that now, because nobody can reach perfection, right? We're all human, right? So they start to have anxiety, they start to feel sick, because nothing is falling to the perfect level that they see in their eyes, right? And as a result, they don't even want to share tasks in the house. Like, they don't want to delegate, like they want to wash the dishes, they want to sweep the floor, they want to make the bed, and then when you try to help, they go like, you're not making it right, I'll do it, you sit down. And then all of a sudden now they have too much work, they anxious, they sick, they stressed, and they all of that, because they're overthinking everything. In any case, like, anything that they touch is they're just overthinking stuff. Literally, you could be walking out, going out with your friends, and for them, they're gonna overthink, oh my gosh, my partner is not happy with me, my partner doesn't have a good time with me, that's why he's going out with his friend, that's why she's going out. Like, they overthink stuff, like small stuff, right? And as a result, you could find that this could bring a lot of physical and mental sickness as well. And it's not good, because then it brings that negative thinking for them, right? Whereby they just focusing on what's going wrong and not what's going right. So for here, one of the solutions would be to have a Mars partner. Like, if your Mars is conjunct with this Mercury of your partner, then here your Mars is able to just humble, so to speak, humble this Mercury, right? When they start to be critical, the Mars will be just like, don't even start, I don't want to hear it today, I don't want to hear it, okay, just shh. Right, so the Mars will be able to counterattack the nitpicking, the criticism of this Mercury here, right? So for this one, solution is a Mars for sure, right? Now when it comes to Libra, it's Saturn here being exalted here. Whoa, Saturn is already rigid, you guys. So in Libra, it becomes even more rigid, because now it focuses on being just, on being fair. Like, this partner is going to take too long to take decisions. They become indecisive, because they're thinking, oh my gosh, if I do this, is my partner going to be happy? Am I going to make my partner happy? Are the kids going to be satisfied? So it becomes too structured structured like on everybody must get a fair share, everybody must have, you know, a good life, and then at the end of the day you find that they don't get to make decisions on time, right? And you know, there's this difficulty that the Saturnian here in Libra has when it comes to relations, right? Because now they have a fear that, oh my gosh, if I say this, you know, this relationship is gonna stop. Oh my gosh, if I do this, my partner is gonna leave me. Oh my gosh, if I act like this, my partner is not gonna like me. So there's this fear that this certain in Libra partner, you know, bring into the relationship, which makes it difficult for you as the partner, because you can sense, you know, that there's something bothering them all the time. It's like they're walking on eggshells, you know, there's certain here. And as a result, you know, even when it comes to the commitment itself, even though it's in Libra, the sign of commitment, it becomes, you know, it takes a long time to take that decision of, okay, now let's get married, you know, because it's always like weighing things, like the cons and the pros all the time, like using the scale of balance, right? If I do this, this is going to happen. If I don't do this, this is going to happen. And as a result, you stay hanging now as a partner, like, are you going to marry me? Are we going to get married? Like, when are you going to decide, you know? So this certain here delays the marriage, delays the commitment, because of being too cautious, right? Like weighing, you know, the scale. And sometimes, you know, it can, you know, this person can suppress how they really feel, because they don't want to say, you know, they don't want to say stuff that would make you not love them, and that they don't want to say stuff that they think would make you angry. So you find that most of the time they suppress a lot of information, a lot of feelings, you know, they are real feelings, so that they can keep things harmonious and fair, so to speak, according to them, right? So it's like they become like a people pleaser, like a partner pleaser, but not in an authentic way, but in a way just to be accepted by you as a partner, right? So this is one of the negatives of this certain here. So the solution obviously for the certain in Libra is to have Venus. Like, you just need Venus with this one, because Venus is again, you know, its own house. It's used to being social, and, you know, to being diplomatic, and to being fair and just. So it's able now to help its friend certain and be like, no, it's okay, babe, you don't have to suppress yourself, you can just tell me, I won't feel offended, I won't feel like this. And Venus is patient as well. So Venus is very patient. Venus will be able to be patient with this certain Libra, and, you know, the partners can, you know, understand each other. So if you have a certain in Libra, you definitely need somebody with a Venus in Libra, and then they can help you, you know, take out all these fears that you have of being accepted, rejected, all of that in the relationship, right? Now when it comes to Scorpio, we have Ketu being exalted here, and whoa, when Ketu is in Scorpio, oh la la, there is this confusion. Like, it is already about confusion, but like there is this confusion of emotions. Like, the person with this Ketu in Scorpio, they feel emotions so intensely, like like their intuition is high, like to the roof, right? But at the same time, because of the nature of Ketu of being detached, you find now they are having an inner conflict. They feel high, they feel low, they feel high, they feel low, right? And as a result, they can have mood swings, but mood swings that are so surprising for everyone, because they would be like acting calm, detached, and all of a sudden they burst out, and you're like, what happened? Or right? So the person with a Ketu in Scorpio can have, you know, instability when it comes to emotions, you know, emotional problems, you know, whereby they don't know how to deal with their emotions, how to express them, how to receive your emotional expressions as well, right? They become extremely distrustful. Like, they are always suspicious. Like, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? Who are you texting? You know, are you cheating on me? What are you what? they very skeptical, like very suspicious, like are you doing stuff to me when I'm sleeping? Like they just afraid to be betrayed, like they just afraid for the partner to do stuff to them. And because of this, they can have these obsessions, of, wanting to look at your phone all the time, wanting to follow you where you go, wanting to know where you go, who you talk to. They can build, these unhealthy obsessions, which can be very dangerous as well. And you find that because, Ketu is about past, then they hold grudges, they hold on to past events, like of what you did, how you acted, how you reacted. They don't want to let that go. And as a result, there's always conflict in the relationship because they're always bringing up the past, always talking about the past, like literally just, being unable to move on. And on top of this, they unable to really express themselves in a clear manner that would help the relationship to move forward, because they don't want to open up in a vulnerable way as well. So you find that this person is self-sabotaging, like they're destroying themselves, but they're also destroying the relationship, right? And in that destruction of themselves and of the relationship, you do find that sometimes, or most times, the person with a Ketu in Scorpio, they could, engage in risky behaviors. Like they could just go out and sleep with everyone, just, because they're suspicious that you're doing something. So they go out and, do something, sleep with somebody else because they think you're doing it. They're suspicious. And as a result, they destroy themselves and, their own value because they think you're doing it. And sometimes they could start like obsessive behaviors such as drinking too much, smoking too much, doing all of those things just so they can try to deal with their emotional conflict, their inner feelings and all of that, right? So it can be very intense with Ketu and Scorpio, very sad literally for everyone, for both partners, for the relationship itself. And so a solution here would have to Jupiter here could try to spiritualize Ketu, or to come Ketu in with wisdom, trying to give visions of what is really actually going on, and Chiron as well. Chiron would also be very good here because it would bring the healing that the Ketu partner is needing. Right. And then we have Mars in Capricorn, exalted in Capricorn. Yay! Here, the Mars partner with the Capricorn, Mars exalted in Capricorn, is in a relationship very insensitive. Very insensitive. Like they don't care about how you're feeling. They just focus about on what they want to achieve, with the relationship or through the relationship or through you as the partner, right? So they have this grand vision, like this big vision that they have to achieve status in the society, and they see you as a stepping stone to get that status. So they're going to do everything they can do so that they can reach the status. So you find that they can be very ruthless. They don't care about how you feel. If you're feeling anything, it's just about what you can do for them, so that they can achieve the status that they're looking for. So you can feel like you're with your boss here, even though this is your partner, but they become very bossy, very domineering, very authoritative, towards the partner, right? And they can also be very impatient. Like if you're showing any signs of being lazy, then it becomes a huge problem, right? They don't tolerate laziness, or maybe if you're being emotionally vulnerable, oh my god, they can't stand that. They want you to be strong, they want you to be sharp, they want you to be a soldier that will help them reach the goal, no matter the cost, no matter what. Like they're very status obsessed, right? So meaning that they can be calculative, very cold, And the solution here would have, to put Saturn here, because this is certain sign. So you need to humble this Mars. So a Saturn here conjunct with this Mars would make a best couple, right? Best partners, because the Saturn partner would be able to just humble down the Mars and, bring structure, bring direction, and the humility, because remember, Saturn is all about the social class, helping people and all of that. So that would remind the Mars of what they can do together as a power couple, right? And lastly, we have Venus exalted in Pisces. Woo! This one is like a hopeless romantic. A person with a Venus in Pisces, they can be self-destructive because they give too much of themselves to the partner. They see the partnership or the relationship as like ideal, right? Meaning that they will sacrifice everything that they have, all their energy, all their money, just to make the partner happy or just to keep the partner. They can neglect their own needs, like just to keep this partner with them. And as a result, if the partner says, let's do 1 2 3, the Venus is jumping and saying, okay, how high can I jump? How high should I jump, right? As a result, they can be emotionally vulnerable, taken advantage of very quickly, right? And there's some codependency that comes out of this Venus in Pisces, and they are sometimes unrealistic, really unrealistic. Like for them, they see the bigger picture and they want that bigger picture. They don't care about the details, how, when, if possible. And it becomes literally like a movie, but a movie without structure, a movie without plan, a movie without foundation. So as a solution here, you need to have a Saturn conjunct with this Venus. So your Saturn must be conjunct in Synastry with this Venus partner, and then you guys can be able to give each other love, but love that is grounded, love that is practical, love that is based on being authentically invested in the relationship, not just the idea of the relationship. So guys, that's it, the bad side of planets in exaltation. And remember, again, it doesn't mean that the person is like this. Everything has its own bad and good side, and next time I'm going to make a video explaining the best and the perfect sides of these exalted planets in these signs, right? For now, I may say thank you and happy new year. Happy too. Ciao. Mwah.